Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we are talking the skincare brands that let us down in 2022. I've got 4 brands here that I used to absolutely adore, but in the past 12 months, I've learned some new information about them that's left me feeling a little bit cold towards the brands and no longer wanting to purchase their products. There's different reasons for each of the brand. I'm going to pick it apart in today's video and share with you why ultimately you'll be seeing less of them here on Mad About Skin. It all comes down to your individual standpoint, and these are just my thoughts, feelings, and opinions, but I think the best consumer is an informed one, and we have so much choice in the skincare world. We can really direct our hard-earned coin at the brands that deserve our custom. So sit back, relax, let's talk the skincare brands that let us down. Now, before we get into this video, I would love to know your own thoughts, feelings, and opinions on brands that you personally feel a little bit let down by in the last 12 months. So sound off in the comments section below. You guys might totally agree with me on what I have to say in today's video, or you might completely disagree. Either way, it's absolutely fine. I just want to get that conversation going. So again, leave your thoughts and feelings below. I love reading each and every one of your comments. Whether you agree or disagree with me, hopefully you want to give this video a big thumbs up and a like. It's a fantastic way of supporting me and the channel, because the more likes the video gets, the more widely YouTube will distribute it on its platform, and I want everyone to hear this message and what I have to say in today's video, so it's a great way of just supporting me to achieve that. I've got quite a lot to say, so I'm going to keep it short, cut that waffle, and just delve straight on in. Now let's first start with this brand, the Inkey List. Now I used to adore the Inkey List, and you're probably not surprised to see this on this list because I have spoken about this on the channel recently, but the Inkey List used to be one of my Holy Grail go-to brands. Beautifully affordable price point, really well formulated products. I think the original launch products from the Inkey List were like true Holy Grails, which would have worked in everyone's skincare routine. Unfortunately, their more recent launches have been a bit meh. Also, they've changed the way that they market and promote their products. Instead of just relying on quality formulations at drugstore prices, they're trying to grab attention and really showcase more innovative, less known ingredients, even though they might not actually be doing a whole lot in the formulation. We had this with the succinic acid blemish treatment, which was a fantastic product, but it was the sulfur in that product that was doing most of the heavy lifting alongside the salicylic acid. The succinic acid is what they promoted in the title to really catch people's attention, but it wasn't doing a whole lot in that formulation. At least there wasn't a lot of data and scientific evidence to prove that it was. This continued, and it's now become like the core focus of their marketing strategy. I think for me, this is just a little bit on the deceptive side, and it's led me to take a second look at the Inkey List and think, do I really want to be investing my hard-earned coin in that when they're just out to grab a headline, grab our attention, rather than just formulating amazing products that we naturally want to buy through word of mouth. The Inkey List also took it a step further. They're really the power behind the Selfless by Hyram brand. I've been a huge fan of Hyram for the longest possible time, and I was really excited to try the Selfless brand. I bought all the products, I put them through their paces. Okay, you know what, not all of them suited my skin type, and that's always going to be the case with brands. Not all of their products are going to work for us, but I was really impressed with the cleanser, and I liked the moisturiser too. However, I then took a second look at it and thought, you know what, this has the Inkey List stamp all over. Again, it's calling out ingredients that don't necessarily do a lot of heavy lifting in the product to grab our attention. Things like rainbow algae. Actually, what's that doing in the product in terms of the heavy lifting? Very little, but we'll call it out because it'll get a few extra sales. You could see that this had the Inkey List mark all over it, and I just know that they're in charge of the marketing alongside the formulation and manufacturing. I think the latest launch from the Selfless by Hyram collection is the one that really rubbed me up the wrong way. They launched their Peptide Q10 Serum. Honestly, I was really keen to try this. I love a good coenzyme Q10 action in my skincare routine. It's one of my favourite antioxidant. However, when you read the ingredients list of that, it contains 0 Q10, not even a trace of it. This really surprised me because how can you get away with that? How can you call a product a coenzyme Q10 product and not actually put coenzyme Q10 in it? Well, I did a bit of digging, and actually what this is a peptide that they've trademarked and called Peptide Q10, which some studies have shown over time boosts the body's natural ability to produce coenzyme Q10. That's all good, but they slapped that on the front of the bottle, knowing what people think they're buying is a coenzyme Q10 serum. Lots of people, myself included, called them out for this, and it was just deadpan silence. Nobody mentioned it, they didn't really respond to it or say, okay, maybe we got this wrong. They just continued to market it, knowing that people thought they were buying a Q10 serum, when actually that's not what the brand was delivering. I just think such shady business practices, and why ultimately I don't want anything to do with the brand going forward. Now, the second brand I want to call out is cosrx, and I'm going to duck and cover because I know a lot of you guys are going to come for me because there's a lot of love for cosrx out there, and honestly, some of their products really deliver. It's their newer launches that have left me feeling a little bit cold towards the brand itself. Now, cosrx is one of the most beloved Korean skincare brands on the market, and they really do deliver gentle formulations that you can use frequently in your skincare routine to get those long-term benefits. I love this ethos because I think we've all been guilty in the past of ploughing on super high concentrations of actives and damaging our skin in the process. You kind of don't have to worry about that with cosrx. Everything's formulated in such a way that it's super gentle, but will really deliver meaningful benefit. This is what I want to reiterate. When it comes to skincare and the brands you choose, use what works for you. If you guys absolutely love cosrx and don't want to be without them, continue to buy from them. We all have different perspectives and needs in terms of our own skin. For me, it's their recent launch of their RX line, which isn't even available in all territories yet, that I think really rubbed me up the wrong way and made me take a second look at this brand. So this is a new line of higher concentration, higher potency products that they've launched gradually over the past 3 months. I think the standout ones are a vitamin C serum that's formulated with a 23% vitamin C. They also have 15% niacinamide and they have a 3% hyaluronic acid. So first and foremost, this is all very copycat of The Ordinary, but they've done what a lot of brands I personally think is really, really bad, where they copy The Ordinary and then just amp up the concentration slightly to differentiate it. There's no science to actually back up the benefits of increasing the concentrations. They're just doing it to kind of, create a unique gap in the market that doesn't really need to exist. If you take, for example, the 15% niacinamide serum, every study on niacinamide shows it's at its optimum performance at 5% concentration. You get the best benefits, but the minimum risk of side effects and irritation. There are some people out there, such as the super oily and acne prone, that can benefit from a higher concentration, but it's a very small number of people that will benefit from that. Most people should stick to a 5% concentration. I know most brands will formulate with 10% niacinamide, so why did cosrx have to take it the next step and go for that 15%? There's no need for this. The science doesn't back it up, and again, it's just trying to grab a headline rather than actually formulating a product that's going to deliver meaningful benefit. They've done the same with their hyaluronic acid serum. So The Ordinary has its 2% hyaluronic acid, which a lot of people absolutely love and call it a game changer for their skincare routine. So cosrx thought, let's just keep the packaging very similar, but let's just amp it up to a 3% in order to differentiate from The Ordinary and some of the other offerings on the market. Where's the science and the data that shows a 3% is better than a 2%? Actually, we're probably all using too much hyaluronic acid anyway. So this is where I think, rather than just being a really well thought through and formulated addition to the existing cosrx line, this seems to me to be a little bit of a cash grab, something that they want to get a few extra sales in the till without really backing up the benefits of these higher concentrations. The vitamin C is the third in this collection, and again, 23% is relatively high in terms of the percentage that I personally would reach for. Again, it just seems really disconnected to the rest of the cosrx offering, which is super gentle and really promoting that Korean ethos of gentle, frequent, but used in the long term for those benefits. 23% isn't where it's at, and it seems very disjointed, and this is why I think, for me, it looks like a cash grab and something that's really turned me off the brand. Now, in at number 3 is The Body Shop. Now, The Body Shop, for me, it's been a bit of a love-hate relationship over the years. I used to love The Body Shop. Their body butters smelt divine, worked really, really well. And also, I think it was everyone's go-to teen skincare brand. I love the fact that they were cruelty-free when it was really difficult to get cruelty-free products on the market, and it had some really great vegan and vegetarian options too. I was all in favour of that, but then they decided to sell out to a larger corporation, went back on their cruelty-free status, and it all became a little bit muddy and murky. I think this is when a lot of people, myself included, felt a bit turned off from the brand and thought, no, this isn't for me, let's look for some other great brands. It was at this time that there was an explosion in cruelty-free skincare too, so we didn't have to rely and shop at The Body Shop anymore. Well, about 5 years later, after this big multinational trashed the brand, reduced the sales, they thought, oh, this isn't doing it anymore, let's offload it, sell it, and then we can focus on some of our other brands. They sold it, and the Body Shop kind of went back to its original roots, became entirely cruelty-free again, which I absolutely loved, and they brought out some new products that really harnessed some newer ingredient types, and I thought it was on an upwards trajectory, and I was super keen to try so many of their products out. Now, cut to the past 12 months, where that same brand that rescued the Body Shop and really took it back to its roots, made a lot of us fall back in love with the brand, have decided to focus down heavily on the MLM branch of their marketing proposition. So the Body Shop has always had two streams to its sales. It has its physical stores, which are available in most countries of the world and sell over the counter like a lot of standard brands do. They also have their MLM thing, which is multi-level marketing. Now, this is a whole minefield, and I couldn't possibly do justice to the problems with multi-level marketing in this standalone video, so I'll link some videos from my favourite content creators that cover it in more detail in the description box below. I think it's this pivot and focus on that MLM element of the marketing and sales strategy that I find super problematic. problematic. I don't ever really want to promote or support MLMs here on the channel or in my own skincare purchases, because I tend to find the people that are most impacted by these sales schemes are those that are most vulnerable. And honestly, if you read more information on them, it'll probably make you come to that same conclusion that this isn't for you. I always accepted there was an element of that MLM with the Body Shop, but the fact that they're doubling down on it and really promoting this as their key driving force for their sales means I'm just done with the brand. Who knows what the future will hold, but in its current state, this isn't really a brand I want to support or spend my hard-earned coin on. Finally, let's come on to Hylamide, one of my favourite skincare brands that have created amazing products like this. This is the Sub Q Mist. They also have the Sub Q Skin. These were like Holy Grails in my skincare routine, but Deciem, who are the owners of the Hylamide brand, announced in the last 2 months that they were discontinuing the entire skincare line alongside some of their other more niche brands. The reason I said this really let me down, not just with Hylamide, but with Deciem as a parent company too, is I don't think they really gave us any prior warning, and since then they've continued to market the Hylamide products as if kind of nothing's happened. You can still buy them on their website. There's no real disclaimer or acknowledgement that the brand is closing, which could lead a lot of people reaching out, trying these products for the first time, absolutely loving them, and then coming to repurchase them and finding discontinued. I think this is kind of setting the whole Deciem proposition up for failure, because there's nothing worse than falling in love with a product and then not being able to repurchase it. I wish they would just been a little bit open and transparent. Yes, I know they've got stock to sell through, and I stocked up on my Holy Grails when they first made this announcement, but they could do so in a way that alerts the consumer to the fact that they're buying a product that probably won't be available when they come to repurchase it. This just means that we can all make the right decisions for our skin. I always say the very best skincare is the one that you use consistently in the long term. Chopping and changing isn't always the best approach. It can increase sensitivity and irritation in the skin, and it stops us getting those long-term benefits from the product that we reach for. It's for this reason that I feel just a little bit let down by Hylamide, Deciem, and the approach that they've taken to this closure. It's absolutely up to Deciem which brands they want to promote and which they want to discontinue, but I think there's ways and means of going about that, and if I was them, I'd just make it a little bit more clear that the Hylamide brand is closing, rather than just doing one standalone Instagram post that would have been super easy to miss. I covered some more thoughts and feelings on this in a recent video, which I'll leave a link to up there. This I feel let down by, but it's not going to stop me shopping some of my favourites from The Ordinary or near some of my other favourite Deciem brands. In fact, they've recently launched a peptide lash and brow serum. Honestly, has been game-changingly good so far. I'm a couple of weeks in and I'm already seeing those results. If you want to know a bit more about that product, again, I'll link a video I did, like putting it through its initial paces up there. Definitely one to check out. I'm disappointed, but I'm not yet at the point where I'm going to move away from shopping for some of the Deciem brands. I just think, there's ways and means of going about these things, and they could have handled the Hylamide thing just a little bit better and with a little bit more respect for us, the consumer. So there you have it, guys. 4 brands that I feel let down by in 2022. Hopefully I won't have to add too many more brands to this list, because I don't think anybody wants that experience of feeling let down by their favourite or Holy Grail skincare brands, but I definitely wanted to bring this forward and call it out in this video so you guys can make the right decisions and informed decisions when it comes to your own skincare routine. It's always worth reiterating at this point that we all have different ethics, approaches, values and takes on these situations, and just because I feel this way about these brands, it doesn't mean that you guys have to too. It's all about making your own mind up, and I would encourage you to share your thoughts and feelings in the comments section below. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.